Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the...
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Today, it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led onto the field by the former third-round pick back in 2012, and that's the quarterback, Nick Foles.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack. Now Foles. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The rushing numbers last week for Cohen. 17 carries, 130 yards.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and it's now 3-0 Texans. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Switch up, switch up. Tiger.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback
60 yards, 6-0. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. He's letting them. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. From the 41, Foles. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. First down, a run with Cohen. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory.
We got this.
A huge play there for Houston. 45 yards on the ground. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. And this results in 6. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, they told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Bert, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month. He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts. Oh, Cohen lost the football, and the Jags grab it. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in a running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Double time! Double time! Alert!
Now Leonard Fournette. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the...
Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out.
You see me? You see me?
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Please tell me this doesn't come off as snarky, but that's a relative chip shot. I mean, you've got to be able to execute that one. I don't care what they design on the other side about trying to block the kick. That should be 3 points on the board.
Yeah, we've talked about it before. If you're out at 55, 60 yards, low trajectory from here, you get that thing up, this should be 3.
Yeah, there's nothing routine in football, but this one really almost should be. Snap, hold, kick, ball through the post. Didn't happen that way.
And some space here. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. Or the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive. It just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Now left side on the swing pass. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards.
We're gonna work.
When you run a screen pass really well, you gotta like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit.
And this will be a touchdown. Deshaun Watson with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
We know, but let me finish. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Foles. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. This is Fournette. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October.
And just like that, on we head to half number 2. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
So here are the Texans to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start first and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 28-yard line. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Throwing on second down, Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Chandler Jones, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Again, it's Fournette. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Again, it's Cohen. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Watson. Open man is Kroom, the tight end. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
From the red zone now, Watson, and Thomas has it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll in for a Texans touchdown. Jason Kroom, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the gadget play gets him into the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Foles. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action.
Let's go.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. He'll drop to throw. The open man is Westbrook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Von Miller He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
He completes it to Westbrook. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
The kick by Lambeau is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They try again with Cohen. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Jags grab it. 30, the 20, 10, 5. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. And how about the big boys showing off the wheels?
Let's face it, anybody who watches a game, even if it goes against your team, when there's a big man with the football, everyone locks in.
All eyes.
Everyone locks in, and the rumbling, you can feel it all the way to the upper reaches of the stands.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Cameron Brate, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Josh Lambeau now for the point after. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now. 24-10. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They go again with Collins. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Watson now to throw. Forced out to his left. He can run. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So with that, you figure, this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Gearing up for their next possession, Nick Foles and the Jags. He's been pretty good when he's had time. The issue is, as we see here, a lot of times he hasn't had the time.
And a lot of that in getting past it is attitude. How is he projecting? Is he showing that the other team is getting to him? Is he showing his guys up front that he's upset, that he's angry? Or is he still encouraging? Because those guys, they've got to find a way to pick it up. And it always happens a little bit better if they feel like their quarterback's on their side.
So far, 5 sacks against him.
Receiver. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
On the draw, this is Fournette. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Seems pretty obvious defensively, a key stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down. Looking to throw.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, you're talking a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars get a score closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but This one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it culminates in a Jags touchdown. So time definitely not in their favor, down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this will be recovered by the Texans. So victory appears to be in sight. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
40 seconds. Come on, get it. Check, check. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll.
Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
And they take a knee. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game, that means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Texans, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars,